Picture this. You just finished a brutal 12-hour night shift. You crawl into bed at 8 a.m. and finally drift off into desperately needed sleep. Then at 11 a.m., your phone explodes with notifications. Your mom's calling because you're usually up by now. At noon, there's aggressive doorbell ringing. At 1 p.m., your best friend texts repeatedly wondering why you're ignoring them. By 3 p.m., your neighbor starts mowing their lawn right outside your window. You're now awake, angry, disoriented, and you've only gotten 5 broken hours of sleep. Sound familiar? Here's the brutal truth. The biggest threat to your sleep as a night shift worker isn't your schedule. It's the people who love you. And it's not their fault. They're operating in a daytime world and you haven't given them the manual for navigating your nighttime life. Today, we're fixing that. Because setting boundaries around your sleep isn't selfish, it's survival. Your body is fighting biology every single night. Humans are wired to sleep when it's dark and be awake when it's light. When you work night shifts, you're forcing your body to operate against millions of years of evolution. The consequences are severe and scientifically proven. Cognitively, sleep deprivation impairs your brain like being legally drunk. Studies show staying awake for 18 hours equals a blood alcohol content of 0.05%. That's why interrupted sleep makes you foggy and forgetful and frustrated. Physically, chronic sleep disruption increases your risk of obesity by 45% and type 2 diabetes by 28% and cardiovascular disease by up to 48%. Your immune system weakens. Sleep-deprived people are 3 times more likely to catch a cold. Mentally inadequate sleep doubles your risk of depression and anxiety. It makes you more irritable and reactive and prone to burnout. Here's the kicker. Sleep debt accumulates. You can't just catch up on weekends. Every interrupted sleep session stacks up, creating a deficit that impacts everything from your metabolism to your mood to your lifespan. A 2019 study found that night shift workers with frequent sleep interruptions had 62% higher rates of workplace accidents and made 74% more errors in judgment. So when your aunt calls at noon while you're sleeping, it's not a minor annoyance. It's a direct assault on your health. Your sleep hours need the same respect as a surgeon's operating hours, because the stakes are just as high. Here's the truth. Most people in your life have no idea what your schedule looks like, and that's probably your fault. If it's your fault, it means you can fix it. Everyone knows calling someone at 2 a.m. is inappropriate. But you sleep from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.? There's no cultural script for that. To everyone else, 2 p.m. is the middle of the afternoon, prime time for phone calls and visits. They literally cannot imagine that you're in the biological equivalent of their 2 a.m. Your family and friends are making assumptions based on their reality. They think they're probably just napping, not really sleeping, or they can just sleep later to make up for it, or it's just a few minutes, what's the big deal? If you haven't explicitly communicated your sleep schedule, people assume it's flexible. The solution is crystal clear communication. Do this within the next 24 hours. First, define your sleep window. Pick your absolute sleep hours. Not around 9 a.m., but 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Be specific. Need to talk to you about my health. I need to talk to you about my health. I sleep from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. During those hours, treat this time exactly like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. for someone on a regular schedule. I'm not napping. This is my primary sleep. Interrupting it is like calling you at 2 a.m. For friends, send a clear text or post on social media. Heads up, I'm on night shifts and my sleep schedule is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. If you text during those hours, I won't respond until after 5 p.m. Best times to reach me are 7 p.m. to midnight. For roommates and partners, have a household agreement. During my sleep hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., please keep noise minimum near my bedroom and don't knock unless it's a genuine emergency like fire or injury. Put it in writing. Create a simple sleep schedule document. Share it digitally. Put it on the fridge. Make it visible. Include your exact sleep hours and best times to contact you and emergency protocol. Set technology boundaries by putting your phone on Do Not Disturb with only emergency contacts whitelisted. Even with clear communication, you'll encounter resistance. When someone says, but it's an emergency, you need to define emergency up front. A real emergency is house fire or serious injury or death. Not emergency is, where did you put the scissors? Your response should be, unless someone is injured or in danger, it can wait until I'm awake. When they say you're being unreasonable, remember this is gaslighting, even if unintentional. Protecting your health is never unreasonable. Respond with, would you think it's unreasonable if I refuse to call you at 3 a.m.? This is my 3 a.m. I'm asking for the same respect you'd expect for your sleep. If they ask, can't you just adjust your schedule? Be clear that your work schedule dictates your sleep schedule. Say, my work requires me to be awake at night. This isn't a choice. I can't decide to sleep at midnight. When they suggest just take a nap later, explain that sleep doesn't work that way. Fragmented sleep is not restorative sleep. The power of consistency cannot be overstated. The first few weeks will be hard. People will forget. They'll test boundaries. They'll just this once you. Hold firm. The first time your mom calls at noon and you don't answer, then call her back at 5 p.m. and calmly remind her of your schedule. You're training her. After a month of consistency, most people will adapt. They'll start thinking, oh, wait, it's 2 p.m. That's their sleep time, automatically. Let me show you what happens when you protect your sleep. In month 1, you send out your sleep schedule. You feel anxious, maybe a little guilty. Your phone rings at 11 a.m. You don't answer. Your heart pounds, but you stick to your boundary. At 5:30 p.m., you call back and explain. A few more incidents like this, but you stay consistent. By month 2, people start remembering. Your friend stops you mid-conversation one evening. Oh, wait, I almost called you this afternoon, but then I remembered your schedule. You feel a wave of relief. Someone gets it. In month 3, your sleep quality improves. You're waking up less groggy. Energy levels stabilize. You realize you haven't had a stress headache in weeks. Work performance improves. By month 6, it's automatic now. Family plans gatherings around your schedule without you asking. Your neighbor texts before mowing the lawn. Your roommate warns guests to be quiet near your room. You've reclaimed your sleep and with it your health. The data backs this up. A 2022 study found that night shift workers who implemented strict sleep protection reported 71% better sleep quality and 54% reduction in fatigue-related errors and 43% improvement in overall life satisfaction within 6 months. Real stories prove this works. Sarah, an ER nurse, started enforcing her 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. sleep window rigidly. Within 3 months, her chronic migraines disappeared, and she lost 15 pounds she'd been struggling with, and her relationship with her partner improved because she wasn't constantly exhausted and irritable. Marcus, a warehouse worker, created a family group chat to announce his sleep schedule. His mother, who used to call daily at noon, now sends voice messages he can listen to when he wakes up. He says it improved their relationship because he's not resentful anymore. When you protect your sleep, you're not just helping yourself. You're modeling healthy boundaries for everyone around you. Your kids learn that their needs are important enough to communicate clearly. Your friends learn to respect different lifestyles. You normalize the idea that sleep schedules are diverse and all deserve respect. And most importantly, you prove to yourself that your health matters, that you're worth protecting, that your needs are valid. This isn't about being difficult or antisocial. This is about recognizing that your body and mind have requirements, not preferences. Sleep is a biological necessity, not a luxury. You cannot show up as your best self for your family or your friends or your job or your community if you're running on empty. Telling people your sleep hours and expecting them to respect those hours isn't selfish. It's self-preservation. You now have the information. You understand the science. You know the strategy. But information without action is just entertainment. Here's what you do right now. Open your Notes app and write down your exact sleep hours. Make them non-negotiable. Within the next 24 hours, message at least 3 people in your life with your sleep schedule. Visit nightshiftershub.com, where you'll find ready-made sleep schedule templates and boundary-setting scripts, and a complete guide to optimizing your night shift life. Join our Telegram community, Night Shifters Hub, where thousands of night shift workers are supporting each other and sharing strategies and proving that you don't have to sacrifice your health for your schedule. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Every week, we're dropping content specifically designed to help you thrive, not just survive on night shift. Your sleep isn't a luxury. It's your lifeline. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does.